What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's football preview video. This is our first video on the season's Italian Serie A, and I think there isn't a bigger fixture to kick the season off for us than this weekend's Derby d'Italia. So please join me as I talk just a little bit about the fixture kicking off this week Saturday on the 13th of September at the Allianz Arena in Turin that sees Juventus host Inter Milan. We start off today's video here with the home side being Juventus. Now for the Bianconeri, it's looking really good so far. 2 wins out of 2, clean sheets in both. It's looking very positive for this team. The first player that I think has really made a change this season has got to be Serbian centre forward Dusan Vlahovic. In 2 appearances, Vlahovic already has 2 goals. And for me, when I look at him, I see the target man at Juventus. Vlahovic is strong, he's powerful, he's lethal with both feet and in the air. And I think that's why he scored a goal in each of Juventus's matches so far this season. In midfield for the Bianconeri, I want to talk about Italian defensive midfielder Manuel Locatelli. In 2 appearances, Locatelli has no goals or assists as yet. But for me, when I look at this player, I see the conductor in midfield for Juventus. Locatelli is patient, he's composed, he's hard-working. Manuel Locatelli can run on the ball, he can run off the ball. He's always just looking to contribute to his team in some way. Between the sticks for the Bianconeri, I want to talk about Italian goalkeeper Michel Di Gregorio. In 2 appearances, he already has 2 clean sheets. And when I look at Di Gregorio, I see the future number 1 for the Italian national team. He's a very defensive goalkeeper, he is solid, he's got very good reflexes, and he's a very intelligent player as well. He knows exactly where his defenders are, and he knows where his attacking players are. So when it comes time for him to start the attack from his box, he knows exactly what to do. Tactically for Juventus, new coach Igor Tudor wants his team to be able to control the game, but still stay solid. Juve have proven that they can play a possession style of football, but they can also play on the counter-attack as well. To that end, we have seen this team lining up in a 3-4-2-1 formation. The 2 attackers just behind that centre forward have the option to either go out wide and deliver crosses in, or cut in and apply pressure on the opposition goalpost. Juve have also proven to be very good from set pieces this season, really taking advantage of Dusan Vlahovic's lethal ability in the air. But I think also Juve have looked very fluid all over the pitch, they've looked dangerous in attack, and they've looked disciplined defensively. As an added bonus, this team can also then just play long balls from deep to be able to create chances with Dusan Vlahovic leading the line. Okay, looking at the away team. Now, for Inter, it hasn't exactly gone according to plan. The Nerazzurri have 1 win out of 2, and unfortunately, that second match was a loss against Udinese at home. It was a match where Inter were actually leading at first, and then let it slip, and the result was 2-1, which is definitely not what they want to see. So right now, this team is under a lot of pressure. The first player who I think will deal very well with that pressure has got to be French centre forward Marcus Thuram. In 2 appearances, Thuram has 2 goals and 1 assist. And for me, he operates as a kind of support striker up front for this team. Marcus Thuram is so quick. He is so strong. But he shows such good work rate. And I think for me, that's what makes him special. He's a player who is always running on the ball and off the ball, looking to create space for himself or for his teammates. In midfield for Inter, I want to talk about Italian central midfielder Nicolo Barella. In 2 appearances, Barella has just 1 assist so far, but when I look at him, I see the playmaker in midfield for Inter Milan. Barella is composed, he's a phenomenal passer of the ball, and if you think that by isolating him in midfield, you nullify his threat, I think you're in for a real surprise, because this is also a player who is not afraid to take those long shots, and he is well known for scoring goals from range. Defensively for Inter, I want to talk about Dutch right back Denzel Dumfries. In 2 appearances, he has 1 goal and 1 assist already. But when I look at Denzel Dumfries, I see a player who is a natural wing back on that right side of the pitch. Denzel Dumfries has the pace to be able to keep up with some of Europe's quickest attackers. He's got that ability going forward to deliver accurate crosses to his centre forwards to create chances. But he's also got the stamina to be able to go forward and support the attack or track back and cover his defensive duties as well. Tactically for Inter, coach Christian Kivu wants his team to play on the counter-attack. Inter have so much pace up front in those centre forwards and so much pace out wide in those wing backs. To that end, I think we will see this team lining up in a 3-5-2 formation. That strike duo up front, probably Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez, boasts such good chemistry with one another and with the wing backs on either side as well. Centrally, Inter like to flood the pitch going forward to provide options in attack, and they also like to flood the pitch when tracking back in defense as well, just to give them depth in numbers. All in all, Inter are a very, very hard-working team, and if the individual qualities sometimes doesn't come up for them, they know they can just grind out the result if they put in the effort. Okay, looking at the head-to-head between these two teams. Now, the last 5 editions of the Derby d'Italia have ended in 1 win for Juve, 2 wins for Inter, and then 2 draws separating the two teams. So it does look like the Nerazzurri edged this one out ever so slightly. If we look at the goals in terms of those last 5 matches, Inter have scored 7 goals, while Juve have scored 6 goals. So again, the Nerazzurri look like they're leading the race here, but it's very, very slim. In terms of the Serie A table right now, Inter are 6th on 3 points, while Juve are tied 1st on 6 points. So it hasn't gone according to plan for Inter, but for Juve right now, I don't think they could have started the season off any better. It is early days, but Inter really, really need this result to go their way. Their last 4 trips to Juventus have been very, very disappointing, ending in 2 draws and then 2 losses for the Nerazzurri. Juve, though, are missing some very important players through injury and suspension. They will be without the services of Cambiaso in the defense because of a red card that he picked up, and they are also without the services of Milik and Conceição in terms of their attack. Inter have no serious issues in that department. Everybody looks fit, everybody looks fresh, but I think right now, everybody hasn't yet hit form. And I think that's where Juve have the advantage. Dusan Vlahovic has hit form very, very well. Players like Bremer and the entire defensive structure for Juve just looks very, very positive. Going forward though, both of these teams do have European fixtures to look at in the coming week. Juve play against Borussia Dortmund on Tuesday, while Inter have to travel to Ajax Amsterdam on Wednesday. And I think those 2 fixtures actually take priority. Yes, there's bragging rights on the table here. Yes, this is an opportunity for both of these teams to make an early statement in the Serie A title race. But I think both teams will also be thinking there's no point in risking injuries and fatigue going into those Champions League fixtures. I think they will settle for a draw, and that's perfectly fine for both of these teams. I do also think that what's very interesting here is that brother versus brother clash between these two teams. Juve's Captain Thuram, and then obviously Marcus Thuram from Inter. I think despite the high-profile nature of this fixture, despite the aggression on the pitch and perhaps off the pitch between the fans as well, I think that brotherly love is going to be something special that will shine through here. I think despite whatever the result is, at the end of the match, we will see these two players at least walking hand in hand and perhaps discussing their performance on the pitch, talking about what they're disappointed with and how they can improve, providing advice for one another. And I think that's what this game is all about, isn't it? It's about the beauty of the game, about how it brings us all together and lets us settle our differences on a pitch and just enjoy ourselves. I think all in all, though, in terms of the nature of the result, as I said earlier, a draw is perfect for both of these teams, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get. My score prediction for this one is going to be Juventus 1, Inter Milan 1.